Hey, we can't get enough of that sweet Smash speculation, so we're back to reflect on a recent pair of tweets that Mr. Sakurai has sent out. So, Chris, why don't you read us the more notable of the tweets here?
All right. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate's DLC lineup is now complete. This time, the selection was made entirely by Nintendo. I decide if we can create a fighter based on their selection, then come up with a plan.
Okay, so that's a pretty relevant little bit of information there. And then the second tweet was basically, please stop flooding me with character requests, guys. I'm serious. And he only said that one in English, so I guess it says something about the English fan base for Smash. So this little bit of information kind of is a game changer when it comes to the whole speculation thing. So we're just going to give a few of our thoughts on what this may mean for some of the more highly requested or highly theorized characters. In my opinion, certain characters' chances have gone up and some have gone down because Nintendo's probably going to pick a set of characters that make business sense to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, which means probably characters that will promote their current lineup or their upcoming lineup for the Switch. So I think that the most likely character at this point is another Fire Emblem character from Three Houses, specifically the new Switch game. I think that's probably going to happen, so brace yourselves.
Yeah.
For more Fire Emblem representation. I wouldn't actually mind this if they pick... there are two heroes for the next game, or maybe there's more, I don't know. But there's like a girl that wields an axe, and her name is Edelgard, I think. And I think that would be kind of okay, to actually have an axe wielder in Smash Brothers, as opposed to just another character that basically plays like a flashy Marth type.
If I've ever complained about Fire Emblem representation in Smash, it's mostly because they all play very similarly, which seems to defeat the purpose. At least the Pokemon play differently, even though there's 10 of them now. And there might even be another one on this DLC, who knows?
Yeah, that's another series that looks fairly likely to me, because, we're getting the Generation 8 Pokemon game next year.
Yep.
But at this point, it's so many Pokemon. I don't know if it's just me in this, or if the Pokemon fans are like the more the merrier. But I mean, at this point, I feel like there's a lot of spillover between Pokemon fans and Smash already, because there's so many Pokemon in Smash, including Incineroar, who's kind of like the new character to play as.
Who looks pretty good.
Admittedly, Incineroar does look better than I expected initially. I think Sakurai did a good job giving him some personality, and some of his attacks are pretty fresh looking. But that being said, I don't know if an 8th gen Pokemon rep would sell noticeably more copies of Smash Brothers than they'd already sell already, you know? Considering this game already has, 4 more characters than Smash Wii U did in terms of the Pokemon reps?
Yeah, but I don't think that Nintendo's going to pick characters based on what'll sell more copies of this game. They want characters that are going to sell more copies of other games and, get people to download them.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So Smash will promote the new Pokemon.
Right, it's not that the DLC characters are promoting Smash, they're promoting these other games. Many fans like to think of Smash as the greatest hits, like all the biggest characters, the best characters of Nintendo history get together for this game.
Yeah.
But I think ever since Melee, we've seen kind of that Nintendo doesn't really think that. There's been characters since Melee that have been included explicitly to promote a different game. Not that they've earned their way in there, not that they're a great character that everyone loves, it's that they're a character from a game that's coming up that Nintendo wants to promote.
Yeah.
And I would take from this announcement by Sakurai that that's what we can expect from these new characters.
I think that's a reasonable conclusion. I mean, I don't agree with how they do it, but I agree that it's likely that they're going to do it again. I didn't like Roy being added in Melee because he was in Melee before he was in any other game.
Mm-hmm.
Roy existed initially as a Melee character. Then 3 months later, Fire Emblem 6 came out in Japan, which is crazy to me. Like it feels like it's completely backwards. But yeah, I mean, you could even stretch it back as far as the original Smash game, where Jigglypuff kind of pushing it when you're hanging out with superstars like Fox McCloud and Samus and such.
That's true.
But yeah, let's go into like some of the other characters. So looking at it from a business perspective, I think Dragon Quest character is more likely now than before, which is really exciting for me because I love Dragon Quest. It's probably my favorite third-party series.
Now, do you think that would be a character from Dragon Quest XI, or it would be a more generic representative like Slime?
It's really hard to say at this point. It's possible it would be the main character from 11, who I think his name is unofficially 11. It could be Slime. It could be Erdrick, who played a pretty big role in the first couple games. I would put money, if there is a Dragon Quest character, on it being one of those 3, though. But it's kind of hard to tell at this point. I think it has a pretty good chance, though, of being one of the third-party reps, and that's really, if I get a Dragon Quest character, that would be enough for me. I'd be fine with whoever else they put in.
Yeah.
I want at least one character in this DLC set that I can really get excited about. So I think Dragon Quest is likely, Fire Emblem's likely, Pokemon is likely. Now, if Nintendo is going to do this sort of business-focused inclusion, which is likely, but, you know, not set in stone, obviously, I think the fan-favorite characters or the more cult classic kind of characters are less likely.
Yeah.
That includes Geno, the Chorus Kids, probably an Advance Wars rep, unless they have some Advance Wars or rhythm-heavy game in their pocket that they're about to spring on us next E3 or something, which would be awesome.
Sure.
But, you know, I wouldn't count it out, but it's those are less likely now. I think Banjo-Kazooie, unfortunately, is less likely since it's... Yeah. I think Sakurai would be more likely to put that in than Nintendo themselves. I find it hard to believe that they'd use one of these slots to basically promote their competitors in a way. It could be tied into an N64 Classic, theoretically, but I think the chances went down.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to bring up, and I sort of hesitate to bring it up because we talked about the Grinch so much, but there is a guy online who leaked... Oh, yeah, no, we're getting in leakers again. But he knew about Incineroar and he knew about Kin, and he said those are going to happen, and then they happened. His name was Vergabin or something. Vergabin, I think. And he says he knows some of the DLC characters from his sources. So I'm just going to list those out. I'm not going to say they're likely or they're happening or whatever. So one of them is a Square Enix rep. He says that's going to be the first one. So that could be our Dragon Quest character. It could be Geno, maybe. It could be something completely... It could be like a Final Fantasy 15 character for all I know. I mean, it's hard to say. I guess even Sora's in the running there, but I don't know.
Yeah, but Matthew, we just got burned by some purported inside information. We put all our eggs in that basket.
Yeah, but that was a Grinch. He's known for being sneaky. This is some guy on the internet.
Oh, yeah, much more reliable. I guess that's true.
All right, so he also says there's going to be some sort of Minecraft representation. So everyone's talking about Minecraft Steve. Look, this isn't just me saying this. This is kind of what's going on in the community. Everyone's kind of talking about this. You know, I respect Minecraft as a series. You know, it's like this... It encourages creativity and people do really cool things with it. Yeah. But Steve, he's just the most boring looking character in the planet to me. I'd rather have like one of those scary things if they're gonna put a Minecraft thing. One of those green whatevers.
Creepers.
I'd almost rather have one of those than this just a generic looking dude.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have a Minecraft stage and have a different character, but
yeah.
Whatever. And there were rumors of this. This is the most ridiculous one of all. This Japan-only mobile game that Nintendo kind of owns. A character from that. It's called Grand Blue Fantasy. The character's name is Catalina. I don't know if this is happening. That sounds like it'd be impossible to market over here as something anyone would want in the US. Yeah. So I'm just hoping that's not a thing. But anyway, that's pretty much my whole list right here. That's kind of where I am. I think some characters have kind of gone down. Other characters have kind of gone up. I could see like even a Demon Ex Machina? I could even see like one of them getting a newcomer. What other games are coming out? Luigi's Mansion, Animal Crossing, Metroid, you know, possibly reps from any of those, you know, EGAD, I don't know. Yeah, so Chris, anything to add on that?
Yeah, some of those leaks sound a little likely. I think Dragon Quest is likely because 11 is coming to the Switch. Minecraft, I guess I could see...
Okay, so the reason for Minecraft is it would reach an enormous audience that is possibly not already into Smash. Probably the biggest audience unless you want to put like a Fortnite character or something. But yeah, Minecraft is, I mean, it's a really big franchise. It's kind of one of the things like 13-year-olds are playing now.
Oh yeah, I'd say younger than that too, like 10-year-olds, yeah. 6-year-olds even.
You'd reach a big audience, you know, by having Minecraft content in Smash.
Yeah, but Steve is barely a character as far as I know. He's just kind of an avatar.
Oh, I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying this is from a business perspective, this is why, you know, it would make money. But I mean, my 5 DLC characters, if I could pull them out of thin air myself, I mean, it'd be completely different.
So I get why Nintendo wants to do this. I get why you would have promotional characters in a game like this. In actually a lot of games, including fighting games, that have added characters that are downloaded later, promotional characters are pretty common. Look at like Mortal Kombat or some of these other fighters that have, you know, downloadable characters. They often have, or Soul Calibur's got, you know, a few. Soul Calibur's doing that since Soul Calibur 2, you know, with Link and whatever.
Spawn.
Yeah. Yeah. It would sit a lot better with me if there was at least like a 1-to-1 ratio of, okay, this is a promotional character, but then here's another fan favorite character that's, you know, been in Nintendo history for a long time. That would make more sense to me. At least you would feel like it's not so bad that they're just doing all this promo stuff for characters. And it's also, the idea that there's only going to be 5 DLC characters seems crazy to me. That can't be all of them. There's no reason to cut it that short. You could make 20 characters, over a couple of years or something, and people would buy them. Why stop?
Well, it's possible Sakurai doesn't want to work on Smash forever,
He's signed up for that, man. He's committed now.
I mean, yeah, but if you think about that, there wasn't even much of a gap between the last two, if you're considering the DLC and everything. I mean, he's probably been working on Smash since, for Wii U and 3DS were in their development phases, which it must have been like 2010 or something. That's not exactly true. I think he started Smash once he was done with Kid Icarus. But even so, that's a lot of Smash. There may be like another season, of DLC. There's nothing to really imply that that's the case yet, but I don't think they said we're 100% going to be done after this.
Right.
But I don't know.
It just seems like an odd approach to only have DLC characters that Nintendo selected, which, at least from everything we have to go on right now, implies that it's just going to be promotional for other games. Considering how much of Smash is all about a celebration of all the history of these characters and these franchises, it just seems kind of a letdown.
It really depends on what they pick.
Yeah.
They could think, okay, this could be bad PR if we didn't do it right, Yeah. Maybe we should pick certain characters that would get a lot of press, that would be like, oh, Nintendo finally adds Banjo-Kazooie to Smash. That's crazy, things that could be marketable. I mean, you could theoretically that could make a good amount of money and a good amount of PR, which would still be good for the company.
Yeah, and especially if they were to bring a, Banjo-Kazooie HD Switch remakes or something.
Yeah, sure. And if they paired it with some games that
Banjo Pilot remake.
Banjo Pilot. So I'm not ready to condemn them just yet until I see like some of these choices. Yeah. If they do it right, they could theoretically have their cake and eat it too by providing characters that would make money and kind of fit into the legacy of Nintendo pretty smoothly. I mean, I think a Dragon Quest character would already fits in that mold. There's probably some other third-party characters that would work. Like, what if they put a Resident Evil character? I don't know, some sort of Resident Evil, they already said Resident Evil 1, the remake, and 0 and 4 were coming to the Switch. So, they could be, put in Jill Valentine or something. I'd be fine with that. That'd be cool.
Sure.
In general, I just get more excited for new franchises in Smash. So that's part of the reason why I'm not as excited about like theoretical Pokemon and Fire Emblem, because we already have so many of those.
Yeah, I agree. I think Gino's chances are pretty much dead now, though.
Yeah, it seems pretty unlikely unless they want to say this will give us a lot of goodwill from our fans, whatever. That and a quarter can buy a cup of coffee, right?
And I would hazard a guess that Nintendo's not producing a Waluigi standalone game, so they would not ask Sakurai to bring in the Waluigi as a DLC character. Just my guess.
Yeah, at this point I would kind of count out all the assist trophies. I'm under the impression that Sakurai basically had an idea of who was probably going to be a DLC when he was making his assist trophies.
Yeah.
And until something points to, something breaking the rule, I would say don't expect Springman or Bomberman or Ashley or the Wah.
That's a shame.
Smash at least. Yeah, because I think all 4 of those would make pretty good characters.
Yeah.
Actually. All right. Well, I guess that about wraps it up. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Who do you think seems likely? And are we totally off base here and expecting Nintendo to pick some smart business choices here? Do you think they will alienate the fans with the DLC picks? And I think we have exactly 1 month to go for Smash. Yeah. Oh, a little less than 1 month.
Whoa.
So keep that hype train going, and we will smell your flip side.
Taco soup. Are those some of the lyrics?
Tadpole soup. Tadpole soup. Tadpole soup.
What if you had a tadpole taco?
I don't know if people do people eat tadpoles?
Wait, but you like anchovies, don't you?
I do kind of like anchovies, but I wouldn't eat the whole
then
thing.
Why wouldn't you like tadpoles?
Well, they're completely different animals. They're not even the same kingdom.
They're like small fish-like things.
Fish-like. Yeah, one's an amphibian. I don't think I've ever eaten an amphibian. I'm a little freaked out by
really?
it.
Not even frog legs?
Nah, I don't know. Kind of just kind of makes me feel sad. How about now? How about now? Look at me go! Whoa!